My name is Benibe Lebese Agbonto with the index number 10935786. I'll be presenting on the topic physical inactivity among corporate bank workers in Accra, Ghana, the implications for health promotion. And the authors of this study are George B. Nketia, Kwesi Odoi Ejakun, Tom A. Ndanu, Frank E. A. Hayford, Gordon Amo, and Henry J. Lawson. We start with our introduction. So it's the common knowledge that any activity that results in caloric expenditure has the potential to prevent cardiovascular diseases. But then, most people are physically inactive, especially people who work in the office spaces. In modern times, new technology advances has caused the decrease in physical activity. Also, a study done by WHO in the year 2017 states that globally, about 1 in 4 adults and then 81% of school going adolescents are physically inactive. So, some reasons attributed to the high levels of inactivity include lack of time, we have financial costs, we have entrenched attitudes and behaviors, we have restrictions in the physical environment, low socioeconomic status, and the lack of knowledge. So physical inactivity increases with age and is also higher in adult women compared to men. It is also more prevalent in high income countries compared to low income countries. And then this study was done by Halal et al. In the year 2012. Physical inactivity is a primary but modifiable risk factor for non communicable disease, particularly cardiovascular diseases. So, all this means is that you can actually work on physical inactivity. It's not a risk factor that is not modifiable. And then, compared to other cardiovascular diseases, as in cardiovascular disease risk factors, physical inactivity has been found in many studies to have the highest impact, especially among employees in the financial institutes. And this is because they spend longer hours on their seats, and then this is associated with high incidence of cardiovascular disease risks. Also, in highly paid workers and in people with higher educational levels, these people tend to trade their leisure time for more wages. So instead of participating in physical activity, people would want to use their leisure time to earn more salaries. Sedentary lifestyle, which is also a behavior conducted in whether sitting down or reclining in your seat, also has similar health hazards. So for improved health, WHO recommends at least 150 minutes a week of moderate intensity aerobic physical activity or 75 minutes a week of rigorous intensity physical activity in adults. And physical inactivity remains one of the leading risk factors for worldwide mortality. It also accounts for two-thirds of the mortality in low and middle income countries. So the aim of this study is to assess the baseline of physical inactivity among bankers in Accra, Ghana. And the specific objectives of this study is also to estimate the physical inactivity among bankers in Accra, to demonstrate the different domains of activity practiced among bankers, to demonstrate the different domains of activity practiced among bankers in Ghana, Accra, Ghana, sorry. And then also to evaluate the factors that are associated with physical inactivity among bankers in Accra. For our methodology, so the study was carried out in the year September 2018 to February 2019. And the study was a cross-sectional study conducted among 220 bank workers in Accra using a validated international physical activity questionnaire to measure their physical activity levels. The study too was also conducted at the head offices of selected commercial banking institutes in Accra, metropolis of Accra, Ghana. So when we say bankers, we'd like to include tellers, we'd like to include customer service personnel, audit and inspection officers, we have treasury personnel, we have human resource personnel, we have accounting officers, we have executive managers, and then information technology personnel. So for the sampling, at the time of the study, there were 33 registered commercial banks in Ghana, and then 30 of them had head offices situated in Accra metropolis. So from an alphabetically sorted and numbered list of all commercial banking institutes in Accra, 5 were selected as study sites using the random number generator function in statistical package for social sciences version 25. So using the same method, 45 participants were randomly recruited from each selected bank. For our exclusion criteria, we excluded pregnant women were excluded, and then those who also joined the banking industry for the first time in 6 months, and also those who were on routine annual leave during the study period. For our data collection was done at the premises of the selected banks, and then questionnaires were used. So with a questionnaire, they used closed and open-ended questionnaires, they used checklist questionnaires, and then they used a Likert scale. So the first part of the questionnaire consisted of the demographics, which had the gender, the age, their height, and then the educational level, the number of working experience in the bank. And then the second part of the questionnaire measured the physical activity level of participants across the domain, which was also divided into 3 sections, which included the work-related part, which had whether the person works from home or whether they worked from the office. And then the activities included cleaning and gardening and all. And then we also had the travel related, which included working or cycling from one place to another. We also had the recreational related activities done in at least 10 minutes continuously, which included jogging and soccer. So for our statistical analysis was done using the statistical package for social sciences, SPSS version 25. And then for ethical consideration, ethical clearance was sought from the Ghana Health Service and then the Ghana Health Service Ethics Review Committee. And then the study adequately explained to participants and then seek for their consent before they were recruited. Permission was also sought from management of all the banks which was selected for the study. And for our results, the study revealed a high prevalence of physical inactivity among corporate bankers in Accra, with about 69% of the banking staff living a highly sedentary lifestyle. And only 31% of those lived a normal lifestyle. And then we had 19.6% meeting the recommended physical activity levels. The study also found a significant relationship between physical inactivity and age, gender, marital status, education, and then the job position. So in their discussion, the findings of the study stated that physical inactivity among corporate workers in Accra, Ghana is a significant public health concern that requires attention. The study also highlights the importance of addressing the barriers to physical inactivity, the barriers to physical activity in the workplace, including time constraints and then work-related stress. The authors also suggest that health promotion interventions that provide opportunities for physical activity during working hours also educate employees on the importance of physical activity and encourage physical activities through social support may be effective. The authors also emphasize the need for future research on physical inactivity in the workplace, particularly in developing countries like Ghana, to inform evidence-based policies and programs. So they concluded that physical inactivity is a significant public health problem among corporate bank workers in Ghana, Accra, Ghana. The study calls for targeted health promotion interventions to address this problem and also to improve the overall health and then well-being of bank officers in Accra. So let's try and exercise as much as we can. Thank you very much.